Hey YouTube! Wanted to give a little update on my astrology practice and my plans for 2020. I recorded a video about both tarot and astrology practice that I'll try to remember to link in the card above. And since then I thought through some more details about what I'm going to do, and I thought I would share with you some of the decisions I made and why I made them. I did end up getting the 2020 mini moons. Eek. Yeah, I did it. So what I ended up doing is I took the 2019 and I cut out all the actual writing, which a lot of it is like spells and stuff. I'm awkwardly leaning over so I can show you this, in my bullet journal. So a lot of it, honestly, like, as not somebody who has done spell work, and I'm not sure if I want to do spell work, I'm like, why did I save all this? But so you can see my bullet journal has gotten, this is a little hard for me to handle, but I'm trying to live with, it's okay to have an overstuffed bullet journal. So you can see that I sort of pasted in with my monthly spreads, I pasted in the writing from the many moons, so you can see throughout those pages show up here. Word to the wise, if you are a bullet journal person, if you use the washi tape to do this, like where's an example, like this kind of thing, where you do the tape along the middle, that works really well for putting things in, but it will like tax the spine of your journal. So I really hope the spine doesn't like break and all the pages fall out. That would be really bad. Anyway, so I did that with the 2019 because I really hated the idea of just like wasting all that beautiful writing. So for 2020, I did decide to get it, and I think I may actually use it, although I don't know, because I also have you all get to watch my awkward leaning over. I also got this from Magic of Eye, or magiceye.com. This gorgeous, buttery soft. I might do a full review of this, but it's got like astrological reference. So then each, like, okay, so for a month, for example, it's got all of the details, and then it's got regular day planner with like some of the stuff on the side. So now I'm gonna have two, I don't know what I'm doing. Now I'm gonna have two things like this where I could write in detail. Also, by the way, I ordered the Honeycomb Collective. Oh my god, has this amazing thing where you can get basically, this is not so much for writing in, but it's an almanac that has your personal transits and the regular transits. Or regular, I don't know, like, and the collective transits, like transiting planets to each other and to your natal chart. You give them your data, you can tell them that you want Placidus versus Whole House. I think there's maybe like 5 or 6 systems you can use, so you get to pick the system you like. You pick spiral bound or book bound, I guess. I'm in love with this, and it's like $35 or something for a year, so I grabbed that. So I'm gonna have all these books in my shelf, which is hilarious because I said I wasn't doing paper planning. My current idea is to use, I don't know, but I think I'm gonna use this one for like a daily quick reflection. Maybe even I'll do daily tarot cards. I don't know. The more I figure out, the more questions I have. And then use the Many Moons planner for more moon specific work. But the point is, I intend to actually use the Many Moons planner, so I did get that. I'll keep updating about throughout the year to see if I do any of this. But so when I last recorded that video, I had been planning to do to pay attention to aspects to my personal planets. There was just way too much, and part of why I actually ended up getting that almanac is I was like, great, I can like take a quick glance if I care about a particular day, but honestly, the inner planets, they're only going to have an effect for like a day or two mostly, so those aspects, like, they don't last very long, so they're not going to have, even if it's a strong aspect, it's not going to have that long an effect. It's fleeting. I'm not trying to use astrology to predict dates or anything like that, and if I want to, I can glance at that almanac. So I decided that in the document I described where I'm writing stuff down, to not worry about those. And part of that is because, you know, life is going to happen whether I pay attention to it or not. Trying to be at that micro level doesn't seem helpful to me. I'm more interested in cultivating a practice and learning to work with the kind of bigger, like, I'll say this is a water baby, waves and cycles, and like the cycles of the moon. Like, I'm a double Cancer and a Pisces. My chart is basically like I have 1 earth, 1 air, 3 fire, and then everything else is water. So I really resonate with literally the idea of waves coming in and out, the idea of cycles, and paying attention to those outer planets that have spend longer periods in aspect or longer periods in a transit, can allow me to kind of like really focus or feel into a certain cosmic energy, a certain magic, without that like weird date stress. So that's the plan in terms of what I finished this doc. I've written down like the big thing. So that is what I'm going to pay attention to. At a minimum, I might at some point look at some of the smaller stuff, but not stress about it. And then the moon cycles especially. Thinking about like what houses that they're in, but particularly which moons might hit me harder because of aspects. So I read up a little bit on that and have kind of noted some moons that I want to pay attention to, but I also just want to have a regular practice of doing something around the new moon and the full moon. So that's why I'm thinking like maybe I can get back into this many moons planner. Not for planning exactly, but for maybe trying a spell or two. I don't know, and jury's out on that, but at least acknowledging doing a tarot pull. I'm also interested in the retrogrades, and particularly how retrogrades can repeat an aspect. So like when like if an outer planet goes retrograde, you've got a pretty powerful thing where like if it hits an aspect once and then it retrogrades, so it hits that aspect again and then it hits it again going forward, like that cycle of 3. There's a couple places where that's going to happen for me this year, and I like that. Again, the idea of like there's 3 chances. There's like, oh, there's this thing, and then oh, we're coming back to this thing, and then okay, let's see if we can resolve this thing. That feels good to me as something to work with. And of course eclipses, and to some extent the Mars cycle. So basically your Mars return happens every 2 years, and there's an idea that your energy tends to come to a peak at that time and then wanes and then comes up to a peak again. So there's this 2-year cycle where you're going up and you're going down, and that has been very true for me around my last Mars return, and then the period definitely declining, and now I'm back up again. So yeah. I also went down rabbit holes. I started reading about all this random stuff about progress charts and solar return charts, and yes, I put some of that in there, and I could stand to focus a little more, but those are like the key things that I want to work on. So I will keep you updated. I'm really curious to hear like thoughts in the comments. Like, are you doing this a kind of astrology practice? What do you focus on? What do you not focus on? Do you have any questions about the stuff I described? And feel free to subscribe, because I do plan to continue putting more astrology content on this channel, including some stuff for beginners. So if all of this is like, I don't know what you're talking about, there will be more in that direction.